Just like the good old days.
Okay, that time I exited through extremely
Alright.
fast.
That looks like just about everyone. Let's make tracks, people.
Skip through, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was dev luck, right? Certainly, that's what it was. Think about what... I realized because I'm not killing anything, I don't actually have any of the... Hold on. That's okay, because I have 50,000 gold for a reason that we don't talk about. Certainly it's not the developer tools that's making that happen. So let's buy some runes, why don't we? And some weapons too. So if we go to the weapons tab now, let's give Valyria this knife. For those of you who played really early on, you can't see this. Excuse me. It's hard to see behind the chat box, but you can see the stats of the weapons just by hovering them now. Imagine that. Makes it a lot easier to decide how you want to go about equipping yourself. So that's the thing. Big whoop. Oh, I thought I bought a dagger rune. I was like, is this a glitch? It was a bow rune. I'm dumb. So now if we want to, say, apply the light rune to this knife, we have no more runes left, but you can extract the rune for 350 gold, and bada bing, you can put another one in. Small change, but runes were scarce enough that people were pretty hesitant to put them on. And this just gives you a little bit more flexibility to operate at a higher power level most of the time and make more flexible choices. So small thing, but then yeah, the bigger change that wasn't in the baseline demo is just having the weapon stats when you hover it. And also not needing to like click into the weapon menu. You do on controller, which is why this works this way. But you can just hover it at any time and go to, you know, click in here, exit out, equip a knife. Yeah, let's see. I guess this is probably not something that you'll notice just from it's been a while, but we extended this window quite a bit, and so the text is bigger for the abilities and passives, which is just like a small quality of life thing, because it was really, really small. If we go in here, I guess I have to buy some life essence, whatever. This is a change that I really like have enjoyed personally, because it I'll show you. So let's take Fleet Feet. Let's grab the duration upgrade on Fleet Feet. And then if we go to view units, you can now see, and it is this way in combat too, you can now see the upgrade icons over your abilities. So you can see at any time which upgrades you have active. Whereas before it was sort of a, you just remember, which, you know, not ideal. Grant Foss, do I know when it will come out on the Switch? No, I don't. I would expect that it would be in 2025 at some point, or like, you know, something has gone terribly wrong. But something could go terribly wrong. And within that window, I don't really know, because I don't know what post-launch support is going to have to look like for 2. We've been doing a pretty good job of rooting out bugs and everything. I mean, the game's been like content finished for a while now. I've just been updating features and making the game better. So it's not going to you know, I'm sure there will be some bugs that sneak their way in, but it's not going to be the buggy mess that Dark Deity 1 was. So I don't think I'm going to be, you know, spending a year furiously patching it like the first game. But I don't know. I don't know when Switch is going to happen. I'll do my best to make it fast because, you know, like I'd like to get it out there so people can play it and then, you know, move on to more things after that. But I think it, you know, it remains to be seen. And that's another thing where, like, if we do decide to release like an endless mode or, you know, like something in the form of post-launch content, we may want to do that at the same time as Switch, which might, you know, like change the timeline. I'm not really sure yet. But I will keep you posted when I do know. Yeah, let's see if there is anything else. Oh, here, yeah, you can also respec your, thank you for the follow, Jesse Woberts. Thank you, welcome. Yeah, you can now respec the abilities as well, which is one of those things that it automatically respec them or returns your upgrade materials when you switch classes. But this just gives you a little bit of flexibility, especially for the personal ability, which previously you had no way to change a decision if you made it. And it's a long game. And, you know, the context that your unit performs in changes a lot if you change classes, if you change gear. See, want to know if I'm alone thinking this or not. I find the bright colors clashing with each other in the prep menu. That is something that we've... a lot of people have pointed out, and I have been taking a look at possibly muting some of the colors a little bit because I know it can be a little bit visually grating for some more than others. So that is feedback that we've gotten for sure. Oh, right, another pretty significant change. Is that you can now see the scaling of an ability and how much it gets from base and how much it gets from mastery. Which again, like, maybe something you could argue should have been there, you know, in time for the demo, but it is there now. Trying to think if there's anything else. There are obviously more like gameplay specific changes that have been made, like beyond all the literal balancing. I guess we could go. I'll give you a sneak peek of chapter 3, since chapter 3 is completely redone, in fact.
Did everyone make it to...
Bada bing, bada boom. Pokey, I know, I was a little sad you weren't the first message. It's been a ritual for so long.
It's quiet.
Get through here.
And that's what we saw.
Okay, we'll click through. Saxon run over. The choice. Pick the Merchant Lords so we can hear a little more Carlisle.
Come on, let's go.
Very important. That it will, Pokey.
Lord
That
Carlisle,
it will.
we come bearing news.
Here we go. Here he is. He's missing a line. I just found a bug. I literally put these in yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think. So I'll have to go track that down. Oops.
They would dare.
There we go.
Ha! They're fools to think they could get away with this. You seem quite capable to me. Name your price, and I'll pay you to fight for us.
No need.
So this is the new chapter 3. We'll just hover around a little bit so you can see it. It'll be live, you know, not too long from now anyway, so you'll get your hands on it. I think it plays way better than the old Chapter 3. I think it looks better. Makes more sense contextually in the story. Don't need to get super deep into it, but yeah. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? There is obviously I need to start opening the ability menu closer to where you can actually see it on the screen. You have the range of abilities that shows up now when you're hovering them, which makes it a lot easier to know what the fuck is happening. All damaging abilities that have like a range now have these range indicators. They didn't all have them before. The codex is a thing. You can go through and see all of the different effects, stats, debuffs, blah blah blah. Enemy ranges has a toggle now. Oh, probably the biggest thing. I actually totally forgot about this. Battle saves do exist now. You can save in the middle of the chapter and come back to it whenever. Which I'm not going to do because it'll take me to the main menu and then I would have to open up the save files again and give you a chance to peep at all of the lovely chapter names. But yeah, we revamped the side objectives for like most of the game. I think they're generally much more interesting. But it's coming together. It is coming together. I'm really happy with how it is turning out so far. And that's probably, you know, all I got, and I'm happy to just stick around and answer some questions for a bit if anyone has any. No, DeRosix, it is still only one battle save, but it functions much better than Dark DD1's battle save, and it's not something that updates every turn and is a little janky. You exit and you can come back in. But it is still only one battle save slot, which is intentional. Will there be a way to see different ranges of enemies? So, Pie Captain, welcome, by the way. That's something that a couple of people have pointed out. Right now, there isn't. You know, like, it kind of just treats them all like one cohesive thing. But I absolutely hear that is something people want. And so it's on my list. I will probably try to get to it unless it's, you know, causing some crazy engine issue that makes it hard, which is unlikely. Yeah, I think I will be adding that. Finally, I can pause my SRPG to play Subway Surfers and browse TikTok. Don't you mean browse TikTok and watch Subway Surfers? Got it there. I will. Yeah, the animators did fucking amazing job on this game. They worked their booties off. It is. I love the animations. I'm so happy with how they look. They do a great job. Okay, Jurassics, more tactile. Is it still automatic/passive, just in case it crashes? You have to manually press the save now. Largely because there are still some crashes floating around that I'm tracking down, but it's a much more stable game than Dark DD1 was. You know, I still have a lot of time to bug hunt before, you know, it's actually launch time. And most people are doing whole playthroughs without a crash right now. Unless it's something that I accidentally introduced, because I'm putting out a build like every day right now, so it's not like they're crazy tested as I'm making changes and stuff. So sometimes I'll just like not check something, leave a typo in, and put a build out 5 minutes later, and then someone's like, "Hey, everything is crashing," and I'm like, "Oh, oops." But outside of that, most people are getting through the game without any crashes, and most of the remaining bugs, I'm doing a pretty quick job of tracking down and getting to. Still lots of stuff to fix, but it's in a much better state. The sellsword, they're goated. Hi, Captain. I'm glad you like it. I think most people are really gonna enjoy it. I know, in general, the testers have been liking this game much more. And I think of the one quote from someone who loves Dark DD1 who was saying, "I don't think I could ever go back to Dark DD1 now, unless it was remade to be like Dark DD2," which I think is a good endorsement from someone who did like the first game. And then we also have, you know, testers who either didn't play or didn't finish Dark DD1 who are on second playthroughs, third playthroughs, who are really having fun with it. So I feel really good about the state that the game is in. It's really fun. The Durazics, I do like the automatic nature of the battle save. Yeah, I think I thought about doing it. That was actually how I originally built the battle save, was to just happen automatically at the start of every turn. But here, I'll just go back to the main menu so we can sit and look at it. I do like having the peace of mind that there's always one. But I think having it be manual is a way to, like, some people, when you get halfway through the level, you want to throw a battle save up just so you have like a halfway save scum, because some of the levels take really long to play, especially if you make decisions on the slower side. So I think having it just be a manual thought feels better, generally speaking. Adumla, how big was the team on the project? Let's see, how many people are in the dev server is probably the best way to answer that. 16 total, although that is highly varied in how much work was done and, you know, which aspects of the project is worked on. Yeah, but there that's like half visual artists. That's like voice acting director, that's level designer, stage designer, and then mostly artist, composer. Yeah. The Durazics, I bet a ton of people might not even know. Yeah. It was not well implemented. It also wasn't implemented on launch, which makes a pretty significant difference. Harmonia, welcome. Good to see you. Still very few. But it all runs much better. Light Blue, welcome in. I can hint at one. We're aiming for the first third of the year, so probably March or April, unless something catastrophic happens, which I don't expect. It should be in those 2 months. When that is specifically yet, not only can I not say, we haven't decided yet. I don't know. So I don't want to... We committed to a release date really early with Dark DD1, partially because there are comments. There's just not probably as many as you might want. I'm devious like that. I'm lazy. Now I'm forgetting what I was saying. Something about the release date. We committed with the first game too early because we had the Kickstarter. We really wanted to launch in a certain window. And it just wasn't as polished as it should have been when we launched it because of that. And, you know, like, we launched at E3, so we locked in the date in a very concrete way. And I hadn't made a game, so I thought it would be ready, and I was wrong. You know, still fun. It was mostly ready, but it needed more time. And so we aren't going to be setting a date until we are supremely confident that the game is ready. And it's close. It's close. I'm like, gameplay-wise, I'm pretty close to feeling like I could launch it tomorrow and be happy. I'm not launching it tomorrow, but just to say, like, I think it plays really well. I'm really happy with where it's at, and I've made a ton of, you know, feature improvements and stuff. But I do want to, you know, continue making my way through as many bugs as I can, you know, getting feedback for feature improvements and fixing those, just making the game better. Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? So when I feel like it's ready, then we will decide on a release date at that point. Which will mean we'll probably announce the release date like crazy close to when it actually comes out. But and don't take crazy close to mean it's gonna be. I highly doubt that we would surprise launch the game again. We only did that because it was an opportunity to be at E3. Childhood dream, really fucking cool. I'm so happy we did that just because like I got to present at E3. Yes, it was digital, but still pretty fucking cool. I'm glad y'all are excited. I'm getting hyped up. I think you're gonna love it. I'm feeling good about where it's at. The ancient ways. I know. It feels like a lifetime ago. RIP E3. That's part of why I'm so happy that we did it, because I wouldn't have ever gotten another chance to be at E3. So like I have that for the rest of my life. I grew up, you know, E3 was like an event of the year for me. I gave a lot of shits about E3, so that is truly one of the highlights of Dark Deity 1 for me, was being able to do that. It was really cool. Dark Deity killed E3, it's true. That is what happened. Yeah, we got to we were at Fragapalooza. I wasn't even there. I don't even know what the game was there. Doolittle, stop it! He's already dead. Yeah, light blue, exactly. Like there's just, to a certain degree, it's a really ingrained part of my childhood. So fond memories. Happy I got to do that. Kanto Emblem, I'm super excited for this game personally, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity it's given me and a lot of people I care about. Yeah, Kanto Emblem is one of the people testing the game, who has not completed the game yet, but is about halfway through, if I recall. Exactly halfway through. Yeah, I think I might. We just hit an hour. Look at that. That sounds badass, Durazix. If you're in the Discord, can you send a picture of that? That sounds cool. I would love to see that. Clearly, I need to do a Dark Deity 1 draft. Yeah, I'm super curious with the draft runs and the like challenge runs that people do. I know the one tester doing max mode made me super curious. Like I want to see if someone can do a 0% aptitudes run. It's not a call out. We've got many testers that are behind Kanto Emblem. There is no yeah, I think that 0% aptitude is doable in this game, because the ability, the rings, the runes, the abilities, there are so many power scaling tools, and also the class bases are relatively high. I think it's probably possible to do 0% aptitudes. Yeah, Acoustic, Mortis is the one that cleared max mode. he invented and cleared max mode before most testers had even beat the game yet. Yeah, Pokey, you won't have to go to such hilarious lengths to get it done in this one, I don't think. Yeah, there's a randomizer, there's here. You can randomize recruitment. You can change all of the modifiers, experience gold. Then there's some special ones too. Yeah, I know, it was really fun. He would send screenshots of like his unit breakdowns, and their stats were terrifying to look at. Like they were so racked up with just like 80 might, 80 speed at the end of the game, and it's like, what are we talking about? How is this even functioning anymore? But he ran into some issues. He like ran into some, you know, bugs and feature stuff that I got to fix that I don't think anyone would have ever found playing the game normally. And so I'm glad that he did that, because he limit tested a couple of the different mechanics. And like the fact that the game runs just fine, playing it in such a weird, hilarious way, I think is a good sign that we're going to be nice and stable. Guess I'm gonna have competition in my own community. I think I'm gonna call stream here. I did actually just realize that if you sit, that's never happened, but if you sit in the campaign modifiers for long enough, the main theme will not repeat. So I'm gonna put that on my bug list right now. Main theme doesn't repeat when sitting in campaign modifiers, but it will repeat when you go back to the main menu. So that's kind of funny. Kind of interesting. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time. Guys, thank you all for coming to the stream. This was lovely. It's been a very long time. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow. I'll have to decide maybe how I want to go about actually doing dev streams. I might like curate a random units run that I know has no spoiler units in it, and then like do a randomizer run, because I think that would be fun, maybe with like the all empowerments mode on. But we'll see. I'll see what people are thinking. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Thank you for dropping by. Peace. Launch is not tomorrow. It is not tomorrow.